A very good morning, guys. EURUSD has entered daily area of supply, so looking for a potential pullback play here on the daily back into the downside. But before we look for a potential short, we need to understand that we need to see a daily change of character, guys. So good morning, welcome back to another daily market outlook. It's Fabio here, and as we can see currently on EURUSD, we have this overall fractal low, which forms an area of demand over here, which is currently our area of demand, which is stopping price from falling further in towards the downside. Quickly zooming out here on the daily time frame, we can very clearly see that the overall daily swing leg on EURUSD is still bearish in towards the downside, but we've just continued up higher and higher with the overall order flow. Now, what I'm looking for is from this area of supply to our left here, inside of these two wicks, for a potential short. As you can see, we've now entered that area of supply. And now in order to see that daily confirmation for that potential short, we need to break the overall daily fractal low and see the overall order flow on EURUSD shift bearish. So that's based on the daily time frame. Furthermore, on the daily time frame, we can obviously see that we swept this high over here and this high over here. Also, if we look at the overall internal trend, which was bearish in towards the downside, but then obviously flipped bullish after breaking this high over here, we can very clearly see that we've had an overextended move in towards the upside, right? So we've seen this entire leg since, let's say, the beginning of August in towards the highs, and which has now brought EURUSD in towards, let's say, the extreme supply, the end boss of supply zones on EURUSD for now. So yeah, definitely looking for a potential pullback play. However, we cannot disregard the overall bullish momentum. So I'm definitely waiting for confirmation to see if we're going to get any shift in the overall structure. But yeah, for sure, obviously this area of demand over here, if we can break that, then shorts will definitely start looking better and better. Now going into the weekly, last week we obviously saw a grab or sweep of this overall liquidity low, not a very strong one. Obviously this area of supply would have been far stronger if we saw an actual candle close below this fractal low. Now it just seemed more to be like a sweep. Then with the news, we saw a further push in towards the highs, mainly coming from, let's say, the expectation that interest rates are going to be cut in the United States. Therefore, we're seeing a weaker dollar. Now, looking here on EURUSD, overall, we can very clearly see that this is now your sub for the buy. So this is now your area of demand, which broke this area of supply as well. So what I'm looking for is for shorts on euro dollar once we start breaking these lows over here. Obviously, you could look for a short from here. We are inside daily supply, but I'll only be looking for a short once we see a change in the overall fractal structure on the 4-hour time frame. So what I would even prefer is to maybe see one more push up, break that fractal high, and then form a fractal low here, and then break that, and then look for a far higher probability short back down in towards this demand zone first. And obviously, you could hold a runner all the way back down to wherever you want. But that's currently what I'm waiting for on EURUSD. Yeah, it's starting to look good or better and better for a potential short. So just keep that daily area of the supply in mind. Now going into the dollar index, because we want the dollar index to align as well with what we're looking for. We also have a daily area of demand over here to our left, inside these two wicks. So there is potential for a long from there. As you can see, we've already seen an initial reaction after tapping in towards that demand zone. Furthermore, we liquidated a swing low over here, and we have an overextended move in towards the downside. So yeah, it's starting to look better and better here on the daily. Now going into the 4-hour time frame, what are we looking for there? Well, what we can see last week is that we've respected this overall supply zone. Like I mentioned in last week's video, we did not break this high. If we would have broken that high, it would have been far higher probability for a potential long. For now, again, the overall order flow is just bearish. This is kind of like the zone that we need to break. If we break this area of supply, again, far higher probabilities for some potential longs on the dollar, okay? And then we'll also start looking for longs back up higher in towards higher supply zones on the dollar, for example, this one and this one. So that is what I'm looking for from the dollar index. Yeah, just keep in mind it does look good to start pushing up higher. Also, if we just zoom out here on the weekly time frame, we can very clearly see that the dollar index has been ranging inside of this, let's say, box. And what you can then see is that we had support, 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 and now obviously we're expecting support here as well. We're in a range since already 2022, 2023, and we can very clearly see that the upper side of the range has been acting as resistance, lower side of the range has been acting as support. So it is a good zone to bounce from potentially for the dollar. Now going into AUDUSD, what are we seeing over there? Well, AUDUSD on the daily time frame has again pushed up higher and higher. Overall, what you can see is that we have, let's see, have we or have we not? We have to zoom in very closely. We have not swept liquidity yet on that daily swing high. but obviously we are all the way in the extreme. Again, guys, do not short AUDUSD yet. Obviously, we are bearish from this swing high in towards this swing low still, until we do not, or let's say once we see a candle close above this swing high, then AUDUSD will be bullish. But for now, it is still bearish. However, we're only going to be looking for shorts once the daily order flow shifts. And for the daily order flow to shift, we need to see a break of this area of demand. Until then, AUDUSD is still bullish, guys, in order flow. So what we're looking for is for a break of this area of daily demand. So this is your daily demand zone. If we can break that daily demand zone, we will look for a short, otherwise not. So that's what I'm looking for on the daily. Then go into the 4-hour time frame. It's very similar. We can again very clearly see our order flow is here. This is the sell before the buy in towards the upside. So again, we want to see this area of demand get broken and then look for a potential short. For the rest, nothing really there on AUDUSD. Just follow the order flow for now. Bearish confirmation once we see a daily change of character. Otherwise, I expect us to just follow the overall daily order flow and just continue up higher. Going in towards pound dollar, what are we seeing there? So pound dollar saw actually the biggest rally of them all with a very strong pound. Overall, we've now seen a break of structure here on the daily time frame, close above this high. So after a daily break of structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback, especially after so many bullish candles. It would be logical for pound dollar to start pulling back. Quickly moving into the weekly time frame, what are we seeing over there? Well, we have a weekly swing high positioned over here at 1.32987, which is a liquidity high, which could potentially cause a drop back down lower on pound dollar. If we do see a drop back down lower on pound dollar, then I'll be looking for this daily or weekly, area of demand over here. So there's a very clear sell before the big buy in towards the highs. Then go into the daily time frame, move left. What do we see? We don't really see anything clear except again for this daily swing high over here. We had an area of supply over here on the daily, but that's not fresh anymore. So the next area of fresh supply is this area of consolidation over here. Now zoom out and move back to the right and see where that would lead us to. That would mean that we could see potential reversal from around 1.34 to 1.36. But we already have that daily swing high over here and the weekly swing high as well. So I am looking for a pullback on pound dollar from there. So from that, from there, that would be my preferred area for a potential pullback on pound dollar. For the rest, there's nothing really here in pound dollar that it's showing it to slow down. I'm just waiting for that weekly swing high and daily swing high for a potential pullback play. For the rest, just keep your hands off it, in my opinion, unless you're looking for a long. Now, Kiwi dollar here has broken daily structure. So we saw daily BOS, again, very similar to AUDUSD, overall order flow just bullish. We have fresh demand here and here after coming in towards this area of daily supply and of course breaking above this daily high. It's not logic, or it's not logic, so it is logical that NZDUSD would see a push down lower. Definitely just wait for NZDUSD to push in towards here and then look for a potential long again from there, further in towards the upside. If we break that, then look for further shorts back down lower. There's no liquidity in here, so you still have a lot of room to short. We could even take out that liquidity low eventually, but just keep in mind, guys, that it's best to follow the overall order flow, especially on the daily time frame, so keep an eye out for that daily area. For the rest, that daily area is just this 4-hour area over here. So that is also, again, where I would be trading into. Then if we look at gold, our last pair, what are we seeing over there? So gold actually broke up higher. Obviously, we were looking for some potential shorts from this area of supply. But again, no bearish confirmation. Also, if you go into the 15-minute time frame, this is why I hate when there's no liquidation. Well, you can very clearly see in this entire leg down, there's no liquidity. So what happens? We follow over order flow, right? So this is demand, we tap in, we move up higher. This is demand. What happens? We tap in, we move up higher. You see this initial reaction. We see a pullback. Again, we see a breakdown, but then we just, again, see that this is kind of like a double break to liquidate the low and then continue up higher to eventually liquidate this high again as well. So on gold, not much for now. Definitely preferring some potential longs further in towards the upside if we look at gold. For now, what's happening is that we're breaking this fractal high, indicating that we have now demand over here. So I am looking for potential further longs in towards the upside on gold, and that dollar weakness is also contributing to an overall rise in gold price. So that's it for today, guys. Just some higher time frame biases here, waiting for those dollar pairs to shift structure on the daily and the 4-hour. and I'll update you guys inside Discord for any further developments. So make sure to join. See you guys there and have a great day. Bye.